We have new developments in the federal hate crime case against Travis and Gregory McMichael, two of the men convicted of murdering Ahmaud Arbery.
Yeah, a federal judge in Georgia rejected a plea deal prosecutors had struck with the defendants over the weekend. The terms had been objected by Arbery's parents. NBC News legal analyst Danny Cevallos has been following the case, and he joins us now. Hi, Danny. Good morning. So what do we know about the judge's decision to reject this plea bargain?
Not a lot, in that we know that the judge apparently realized that the prosecutor and the family were much farther apart than initially they indicated. In fact, the prosecution and the family appeared to be on two totally different pages, one believing they had the family's agreement and the family apparently not agreeing. But here's the key. The family or a victim does not get to guide the prosecution. The government, the DOJ, makes those decisions. The family and the victims are not the client of the government. So, but I should add that federal law, the Crime Victims' Rights Act, allows families and victims the right to at least be heard at things like sentencing hearings and plea hearings. So they have a voice. The extent to which the judge and the prosecutor has to take that voice into account, kind of a gray area.
So, Danny, as you mentioned, the Arbery family slammed the deal, saying prosecutors went behind their back. Here's some of what Arbery's mother had to say about that yesterday.
It's disrespectful. Yeah, I fought so hard to get these guys in state prison. And once I gave them, I told them very, very adamantly that I wanted them to go to state prison and do their time that Judge Wansby gave them back on the 7th of January. And then I got up this morning and found out that they had accepted this ridiculous plea. Very disrespectful.
So, Danny, you touched on this already, but I mean, how much do prosecutors weigh what the victim's family thinks about this, and what happens now moving forward here?
The federal law requires prosecutors to at least have contact with the family and keep them apprised of what's going on, but they don't have to take orders from the family. Now, in most cases, I should say in some cases, families are happy about a plea agreement because it gives them certainty. The family is getting something in return. They're avoiding the risk of a trial and the risk of an acquittal. But in this case, it appears that Arbery's family is not happy with the deal reached, and it isn't outweighed by the fact that these men are going to be pleading guilty. I kind of sympathize with them because, look, they already are guilty in the state case. They already have substantial prison terms. It may seem to these to the family members that this is just a reduction of the state sentence itself if they get to serve it in federal prison.
And hey, Danny, quickly, a third man convicted of killing Arbery has also been charged in the federal hate crimes case, William Bryan. He's the one who recorded the death, as some people might remember. Why wasn't he included in this deal, and what's next for his federal case?
Most likely because he wanted no part of it. I mean, from the beginning, Bryan's entire position has been those guys are different. That father and son duo, they had the guns. They were the ones who were armed, and I didn't even communicate with them. Look for Bryan, who is not the father or son team, to going forward in appeal, essentially argue that I had nothing to do with those guys, and my verdict was against the great weight of the evidence. So he's going to separate himself and continue to do so.
All right, Danny Cevallos, thank you so much.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.